Eat, drink, smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. From Catelli Cigars, we're doing the Boxare, B-O-X-A-R-E. Now, this is the Habano, 6x52. What's strange is that we found where they were having a release party for this, but I found that actually on Facebook. I have not been able to find out really much about the cigar. It's not even on their website. So I can't figure out if this is just a very, very new release. I think it was May of 2026, so just a few months ago. We found it at a local cigar shop near us here in Indianapolis called Blend, B-L-E-N-D, Blend a Bar Cigar. I can't find it. I haven't seen it anywhere. I didn't see any reviews on it or anything else. Their Maduro and their Sumatra, a couple other their cigars are out there. So this is pretty new. That cedar that you were getting, Fingers, absolutely from the beginning has subsided a touch. Yep. I've been wondering where the richness is. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a coffee? Is that actually a very light kind of cream that's going on? I don't know if I would necessarily say it's a nuttiness. There's not necessarily a tobacco forward, which I wouldn't mind at this point. If you gave me a little bit of tobacco forward, I'd be pretty excited. It's not a bad smoke. It's playing nice. I think a little bit of spice is picked up, just a touch on the sides of the tongue, but that's it. It's a 6x52 box press, by the way. A little bit light in the hand feel, but mine has not. I know you've had some touch-up issues.
Yes, I have.
I have not. I have been easy like Sunday morning.
So here's what's interesting to me about what you just said, because I do agree with you on how the cedar has kind of taken a step back as we've moved into the first third of the cigar. I'm getting close to the second third at this point. When I did retrohale, I got a little bit of cocoa. Other than that, I really haven't gotten much of a cocoa since. The pepper has kind of subsided as well. And now I'm starting to feel like that my coffee is overwhelming the cigar, that I'm not getting really much of anything out of this cigar at this point. There's very little pepper, like I said.
Really?
There's that cedar has really taken a step back.
Okay.
That richness that you're talking about, I can't put my finger on what that is either. But there aren't a lot of really, at this point, as we're going through the first third of the cigar, a lot of strong notes coming from it.
So you're saying for you, the level of flavor is so subtle. Did a fly is right there on your hand. A fly got in the studio.
I knew I should have washed my hand this week.
Now we have to move. What's going to happen? Sorry, I stepped all over your line. I stepped on your joke.
It's okay.
You want to say it again?
No, it wasn't.
We'll fix it in post.
There is no post.
Only
Zool.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You should watch that. It's a great movie. It's a real story.
Anyway, that richness that you're talking about that you can't put your finger on, I get that. I'm just not getting a whole heck of a lot from the stick now. My
point was, I don't feel like anything has been that subtle. And if coffee is overpowering it, I think that's very interesting that that's happening for you. That is to say that you really are not picking up. It's really, really slight if coffee is overwhelming in that regard, as opposed to finding the areas of pronouncement because there's some connectivity, right? It's the whole concept of if it grows together, it goes together, right? It's why coffee goes so well with a cigar. Very often you're talking about the same soil, which you would hear referred to as the terroir. That it's the same kind of attributes that you can kind of pick up on and correlate and connect to. So I'm sorry that you're having that experience. I can't say that I am. There is a little bit of spice, as I said, side of the tongue. There is still some cedar, definitely subsided. I've got Diet Coke.
Okay.
And also caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Don't I seem fine?
Yes, you do.
Whew.
What's odd is you had some Diet Coke a couple of weeks ago that actually had a little bit of a cherry.
You had some of that.
Yes.
Bought a 24-pack of Diet Coke, as we oft do, every single can. Like, I still have half of it in there. It was clearly part of the cherry Coke or cherry Diet. I don't even know if they do it. It was part of that whole line, and every single can had a little bit of cherry in it.
It was like that they made Diet Cherry Coke in a vat, and they didn't quite clean it out before they flipped a switch and said, let's make some regular Diet Coke. I'm making all this up. I've never been in.
The vat should be thrown away. I think that's what's key here. The question, Fingers, is on this Catelli Boxare, the Habano. Yellow bands, by the way. Single band, yellow band, a very unassuming band. Is this in your humidor, Fingers, for $13 a stick?
Boy. I have to do a hold.
You know what? 13 to 15.
A hold at this point, because I'm not getting a lot out of this. And then if it were a situation where I'm not getting a lot out of it, but I'm still enjoying the experience, then I would say yes, absolutely. But the fact that I've had to touch this up a lot, it's making me lean towards no.
Yeah, I am a probably, because where I can see this cigar really working for people is people who are starting to build their palate. As you're starting to get into it, I could see this as a cigar where people are like, "Ooh, that's interesting," but it's not overwhelming. I'm going to chalk it up to your cigar, as opposed to how they're made. I'm really not having an issue here. I would say that there's a place for this, especially if you like a box press. It's definitely worth a try. Undoubtedly true.
Here's the other thing too. I feel like, during our whole festival of Habanos,
right?
This is the second stick where if you handed it to me and said, smoke this, and then asked me what the wrapper was, I never in a million years would say this is a Habano.
Oh, I forget, what did we do first? It wasn't the Decenio, which wasn't a Habano. It wasn't the Malpensante. We just did that last week. Oh gosh, it's now eluding me. But I get your point. We are used to Habanos having that much bigger spice profile, and there've been a couple that haven't, and we didn't search them out to not have that profile. We thought we'd get some of that and then see how it mixed, morphed, moved, etc. Interesting.
Well, I've said it on several occasions, Tony. Don't judge a book by its wrapper.
That is exactly what you have said. I'm telling you, 13 to 15, I think there is a place for this. I think that there are people who can find this. And I'm wondering, as we get into the second, third, whether or not things are going to change. Now, by the way, we talk about the thirds of the cigar. You want to take your cigar, get out a notebook. What did you eat today? What did you drink today? The weather. We've got humidity in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then you want to take the cigar and you want to break it up into thirds. First third, second third, and final third. That's what you want to do. The final third is where you're smoking from that cap end where you cut. And then you write down the flavors, right? What are the flavors you're getting out of the cigar? Doesn't matter how weird, doesn't matter how esoteric, doesn't matter how base. When you try that cigar a month from now, 6 months from now, you do it again, you go back, you check your notes, get an idea of your through line, the flavors you really got out of this. I do think that for people trying to build their palate, I think this offers some really unique opportunity for them.
And at a good price point.
13 to 15 is a good price point these days.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to be a 90-minute smoke for most people.
Yeah, because you mentioned at one point you've seen it for as low as 12.
Yeah.
You're handing someone a $12 stick. Listen, I'm not saying $12 isn't a lot of money, but in the cigar world, you hand someone...
It used to be a lot of money.
Yeah. You hand someone a $12 cigar and they don't smoke the whole thing, it's not going to drive you insane. So if you're handing it to a newbie and they're like, this isn't for me.
I have people here, I have clients here, and I do a lot of meetings here, and I've handed people, I buy by the box when I find them, the Padron 50 year, which is one of my all-time favorites. The Maduro is something special, I think, and that is $50 a stick, 50, $50 a stick. I buy them by the box, and the box is 50. 25 and 25. 25 natural, 25 Maduro. Yeah, I write the check. And the other day I had two people here, and that's what we smoked. And one of the guys left half of it. I seriously considered picking it up. I controlled myself, and I said, grown men don't do that. And I didn't do it. But I did put a curse on his children. That is true.
Sorry about that. I had a lot of Starburst before I started smoking it.
That's always a problem. Starburst. Not a fan. Skittles are worse, though. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke.